Hello everyone, it's VengaDragon. We are back with the Forge in the Barrens card reveals. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and also please subscribe to the channel so that I can offer you more content just like this. We have another round of cards today and I'm going to be looking at them for the first time, so let's get into it right now. First up is a legendary. Oh yeah, it's Death Speaker Blackthorn. This is a Demon Hunter card, which is a 7 mana 3/6. The battle cry of summon 3 Death Rattle minions that cost 5 or less from your deck. Well, I gotta say that I haven't really seen anything in the meta that looks like it's going to support this Death Rattle minion type of archetype for Demon Hunter, but that doesn't mean that there aren't cards yet to come. It's a legendary that actually puts a lot of minions on the board, so if you get some good Death Rattle minions, they'll actually be summoned. They won't be drawn, they'll be put on your board, so you could get a pretty decent body of minions out there. So you're going to make a big board presence. So let's get into the next card. The next one up is Morshan Watchpost. This is a minion that can attack. That's the first thing that I saw right there. And what it is, it's a neutral. It's a rare. It's a 3/3/5 with can attack. After your opponent plays a minion, summon a 2/2 grunt. So it looks like this card just plops down on the board, and then whenever your opponent plays a minion, it will drop down a 2/2 grunt. So we're establishing that board presence. It helps to create tempo. I hate the fact that it's unable to attack, but getting a 2/2 grunt every time they put down a minion is pretty good. This will be an exact counter to Zoo and Aggro. So it's kind of an interesting thing. You'll probably see a lot of these being played. I don't know what they're going to be. This card right here is going to be probably played in a lot of decks to stop aggro, and it just totally goes into that trading type of board presence, type of Hearthstone that we haven't seen in a while. Mid-range control and less aggro. Next up is Crossroads Watchpost. Another can attack minion. This is a 4 mana, 4/6, can attack. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, give your minions +1/+1. All right, so here's a definite aggro killer. Also puts up a board presence because it'll buff up the minions that you have. I could see this going into some kind of Murloc Shaman or something, even in an aggressive deck that will buff the minions. That is, of course, if your opponent doesn't play the other Watchpost, and so you're kind of be able to really buff up a lot of minions and get a lot of board control going. This is pretty interesting. The fact that it can attack kind of sucks, but that's not so bad when if you have a couple of minions on the board or 2 or 3 that you get some extra attack. It will stick around a lot because it has high health, but it does occupy a board space, kind of a whole entire different archetype that we're not used to seeing. So the Crossroads Watchpost is pretty interesting. Next up is Rocara. This is a legendary. It's a 3/2/3 with rush. After a friendly minion attacks and survives, give it +1/+1. The effect is not for the card itself, it's for the minions that are on the board, so that's pretty crazy. What'll happen is you can attack and go face, or you can attack and go a minion, and you'll get +1/+1. So you'll be able to keep a board presence, and it just can kind of swirl from there. So this card is a 3/2/3, which can stick around. I mean, the fact that it's a 3 mana, but it actually gives +1/+1 to all your other minions, especially if there's nothing on the board, you just go face, you're looking at putting up a lot of damage and a lot of health. So it's going to be hard to pick off the other minions on the board as well as pick off this one. So it's something that an opponent is going to have to deal with. So Rocara seems to be pretty good. So we're on to the next one. The next one up is Xyrella. Gotta be a legendary as well. This is a 4 mana, 4/4, and it's part of the priest class with a battle cry. If you have restored health this turn, deal that much damage to all enemy minions. It looks like the priest archetype is geared for control, but in a good way, where it's control that clears the boards, but it's not outrageous. It doesn't look like it has that like non-specific play style. You'll play a priest and it'll be a little bit closer to actually playing your own deck, which is something that we haven't seen. The priest that we see now is just play your opponent's cards, play their deck, just drive them crazy. Someone said it to me best. They said a priest is just not good, but it's just annoying. So hopefully priest will be a thing and it will be playable. Next up is Cargill Battle Scar, also a legendary. It's a 7 mana 5/5 with the battle cry, summon a 5/5 lookout for each watch post you've summoned this game. This is a really super good card as far as if you want to play that watch post archetype. You're looking at, for 7 mana, you can put up 25 attack and health on the board. That's pretty crazy. It's going to set up some very interesting late game archetypes with the watch post involved. So there you have it. Next up is Overlord Softbang, another legendary. Wow, we got lots of legendaries today. This is a 7 mana 5/4 with the battle cry, resurrect 2 friendly frenzy minions, deal 1 damage to all other minions. This is for the warrior class. It's pretty interesting. Warrior has resurrect, pretty nice. This card has the potential to bring back the minions that will benefit from having frenzy and also deal damage to the board. So you're looking at putting up a high amount of stats. It's something that we really haven't seen before in Warrior. We've seen resurrect more in Priest. So next up is Scab's Cutter Butter. This is also a legendary. This one is from the Rogue class. It's a 4 mana 3/3. Guess what? You could cheat out some lower cost cards. It's a combo. The next 2 cards you play this turn cost 3 less. So Hearthstone continues to give the rogue low cost spells and low cost minions if you play Scabs Cutter Butter. On turns 4, 5, or 6, it will definitely be something where you can place either a 0 mana card, a 1 mana card, or a 2 mana card. So you'll have something to play when you play this down. It'll create tempo because you get some minions up on the board, or you can cast one of the many spells that Rogue has to augment the weapon. So this one's going to really cause a lot of interesting, very swingy type turns. This one is a very good legendary because it allows you to mana cheat, and it also allows you to put a body on the board. I'm just worried that this one is going to be completely broken because you know how everybody likes to exploit low cost cards, especially 0 mana cards. The final card of the day is Swine, Tusk, Shank. This card is a 3 mana weapon with a 2 attack and 2 durability. After you play a poison, gain +1 durability. So this leads into the archetype of weapon rogue. The Swine, Tusk, Shank can be upgraded and it can be given extra damage. So it looks like it could stick around for a little bit. I didn't think this was something that I would see for Rogue where it became super aggressive with weapons. I always felt like that was something that was reserved more for Warrior. Rogue is taking a turn for a different archetype or of the same archetype that we have now. So that'll do it for today. If you like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. And I will be back on Monday with more cards in Hearthstone.